Good morning, everyone. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. I think it's really cool that you got up out of your way Sunday morning to come down here. Now, I've been looking forward to this talk for a while. And the reason why I've been looking forward to this talk is because I think it's very important. My name is Jonathan Mendoza. I'm a family nurse practitioner, and I'm a chiropractor. And my family practice is dealing with fatty liver, gallbladder issues, leaky gut, Hashimoto's, autoimmune disorders, colon cancer, maybe dementia, right? You name it. It comes through my doors. And what's interesting about it, I don't know what to expect every day. And I think that's what's really great about my practice. My best friend is sitting in the crowd with me right now, and years ago we decided to start a health bar. No joke, this is seriously what it was. And I said, but I want to help people in the right way, education. And so that's what this talk is about today. Everything that I've seen in clinical practice over the last, 15 years that I've seen that people are doing that maybe it's not being discussed later in mainstream or maybe with your doctor's office and years and years of like maybe hearing your labs were normal and everything seems fine, but you're not fine. I am kind of brash and I call people out because you expect it. You want behavior change. That's why you're here today. Life without a gallbladder is really interesting because the issue started way before. And what's fascinating about it is the gallbladder is attached to the liver. Now, if the gallbladder is attached to the liver, if you know your anatomy, we have one liver. It's right behind it. And I keep pointing this out because my whole practice is based off looking at the liver, addressing the liver. The liver is everything. I'm going to say it 10,000 times in this talk because I want you to get it through your head that the liver is the most important organ in the body. And I'll say this full-heartedly knowing that the brain is right up there, but it's just as important as the brain. The gallbladder, just quickly, what it does, it aids in digestion and it helps you eliminate waste. Very simple, all right? Other than that, it does help with digestion, okay? Just understand that. So if you go to the Mayo Clinic's website, if you go to Johns Hopkins, they're going to tell you that the gallbladder is not important, which is fascinating because I believe we were born with this thing, right? Like we were designed to have this. Years ago, we accepted the appendix was just not going to be a part of us, and I was like, okay, whatever, but that's part of the digestive tract. Did that mean that I had digestive issues as a kid? Yes, I did. And I didn't put the two and two together, but people tell me all the time, I had my gallbladder removed, and then I had my appendix removed. Is that a connection? I said, of course it is. Your whole digestive tract starts here and ends you know where. It's a one-way track that's just flowing, like the conveyor belt at the supermarket. But if you think about it, you drop food in, it slows everything down. Stress does the same thing. So with gallbladder is just there as Robin to Batman, which is the liver. Does that make sense? But you think about gallbladder removal, it's very common. It's very common amongst women. That's why majority of y'all are in this audience. And this is why majority of women come and talk to me about it because I'm the only one that's really listening. It's really fascinating. This guy's talking about women's problems and hormones, and it's all I know. Because women will come in and test for everything. Like you'll say, hey, check this, blah, blah, blah. Guys will get dragged in, right? Like, oh, I think it's my testosterone. I'm like, no, it's not just that, right? You got other stuff. But women will say, check everything. But guess what? I've also had my gallbladder removed like 10 years ago or when I was 15 years old. And I'm like, are you serious? What happened after? Like, nothing. They just took it out. End of story. And then they say, well, I don't feel good. And I say, well, of course you don't feel good. That didn't fix the problem. You can't just remove something in the equation and not fix what's happening around it, like behavior change, right? So why does it get removed in the first place? And you see where I'm going with this. It's because our lifestyle. It's our lifestyle. It's our lifestyle. It's you, me, our kids. It's everyone. It's your grandmother. Look at the numbers. We're walking around today with diabetes. We're walking around today with fatty liver. We don't know it. Seriously, unless you go to the doctor, unless you get the right test, unless you get the labs done, the scans, you don't know you have this. And even then, in practice, I see they say you have a fatty liver, nothing you can do about it. Fascinating. Fascinating that was where we're at. And on a side note, there's this medical convention that happened, I guess, last year. And they said they're not talking about anything other than liver transplants right now. That's the thing they're going to have to do because they can't stop this. There's no medications for the liver. Do you understand that? There's 0 medications for the liver. Coincidentally, there's 0 medications for Alzheimer's and 0 medications really for diabetes other than Ozempic, which we will get into. But look at the numbers. Do you see a connection here? Do you see a connection? It's all one organ. Your digestive tract is essentially a shield. It's an immune system. It's a tunnel. Nothing in and out that doesn't belong there. And once it's in the body, boom, autoimmune issues, right? And that's the gasoline on the fire. Eat a bunch of gluten your whole life. Eat a bunch of processed sugar. See what happens with seed oil after 10 or 15 years in your labs, and you're going to say, I can't get my A1C down, I can't get my triglycerides down, and they're putting me on statins, they're putting me on blood pressure pills, it's getting worse, now I'm on Ozempic. And Ozempic comes in to save the day. And what does Ozempic do? Regulates your insulin. Understand that fatty liver disease is insulin resistance of that particular organ. Insulin is affecting the entire body. That's why diabetes is the thing I go after. But no one likes to go after diabetes. It's not sexy anymore. Everyone walks around with it. They don't care anymore. Really, seriously. I've been a diabetic for 30 years. What do I do about it? I started doing my insulin shots. I'm going to keep eating my chocolate. I've seen it. I've literally seen it. Get my leg cut off. I don't care anymore. You're going to sit there and tell me that we're going to stop the diabetes epidemic right now when all that fast food is literally out there right now telling you they're injecting antibiotics into their chickens to keep serving you because you can't stop eating chicken sandwiches. It's literally on the website. And they're closed on Sundays, so you know who I'm talking about. So the facts. Look at them. 20 million cases, and this is not even the total picture. Like I said, you don't know you have a gallbladder issue because the first symptom is asymptomatic. The first symptom is that there's no symptom. It's in your head. Have some Prozac. But this is women that is happening to. And this is why I get so irritated. Because women are not discussed in healthcare. There's no mention of healthcare and hormones with women, digestive tract, take out their uterus. Let's see what happens 30 years down the road. No, we don't care. Look at all the mesh implants that have been done as cleared medical devices in the last 20 years and see what's happened. Fertility is a serious issue in my clinic right now. There's not a day that goes by I don't discuss it. And I'm telling you right now, if you have gallbladder issues and you have liver issues, it's all connected. And this is happening to women. They were put on birth control when they were teenagers. They had eating disorders when they were teenagers. They were maybe like athletes. You know, we were taught in clinic, if you're an athlete and you're a teenager, you're not going to have a period. Then you're on birth control, you're not going to have a period. And guess what? Then you become bulimic. You're eating crap food, and then you throw it up. So you're still insulin resistant, right? And insulin resistance of the liver, insulin resistance of the ovaries is what? PCOS. The most common issue right now with fertility, PCOS, which is basically diabetes of the ovaries. Diabetes, there's a connection between estrogen and insulin. Every hormone goes up and goes down, connected off one another. If estrogen is down, guess what's up? Insulin. Let me say it again. If estrogen is down, guess what's up? Insulin. And what do we have in this problem? Insulin resistance is the problem. If you outlive diabetes, gallbladder removal, you outlive fatty liver disease, dementia. And every 65 seconds, someone in this country is diagnosed with dementia, and we can't stop it. Seriously, we cannot stop it. And you know what it is? It's fast food. It's sodas. It's alcohol. It's all those nights between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. that you decide, I earn it. This is my reward. I deserve this. Oh, and by the way, like I said, what's the first indication you have gallbladder issues? Pain. Too late. I had a buddy that said his pain was so bad it woke him up at 1 a.m. every single night. And for a guy, this is unique. I said, what did you do? He goes, I would run in my neighborhood in the middle of the night to run the pain away. That's the only thing that worked. And I said, are you serious? He goes, yeah. And then one day, I couldn't take it. I ate Chipotle. And then that was my one safeguard. And all of a sudden, like, I had to go to the ER. He goes to the ER. The surgeon comes back, hands him his gallbladder in both hands. It says, son, you have a fatty gallbladder. And I said, I've never heard that before. A fatty gallbladder? And he goes, Doza, he handed me my gallbladder, and it was in 2 hands. This thing's only like this big. And I was like, so then what? He goes, I don't know. And I said, what'd your doctor tell you? He goes, I don't know. I said, you have a fatty liver. He lives in San Antonio his whole life. He definitely has a fatty liver. I'm serious. I was the fastest I've ever been. I lived in San Antonio. Balder can attest for it. And so if you think about this whole life, alcohol, fast food, Mexican food, gallbladder taken out, he's eating Chipotle, then he's eating at home now. The whole time he told me, literally, he had stayed at home during the pandemic, and he was paid to work at home. So what does he do? He's bored. He works out the hardest he's ever been. He's cut. He's lean. He goes, this is the best shape I've ever been. A year later, he gets his gallbladder taken out. Mendoza, I'm healthy. Okay? But here's who's at risk. And I highlighted this. I highlighted these really. Fascinating. I talked to a female who was 19 years old, and I said, I think you have PCOS because you were on birth control. I mean, menopause-looking hormones of a 70-year-old in her labs. I said, you shouldn't look like a 70-year-old female, and you're 19 years old. Are you ever going to get your period back? Here's the reason. You get it? What does your fridge look like at home? Seriously, if I could take a picture of everyone's fridge at home, if it looks like this, let's go through the tail of the tape. Is this healthy? Nope. I don't know what this is. I really don't know what that is. This appears to say oil, and I'm pretty sure it says canola. That's another one of that. VA splash, full of dyes that they're trying to ban in other states, literally. Leftovers, right? Ketchup, sugar. And then whatever crap is up here. So then I think about it, this is acronym. Just simple. Keep it simple. We got it. How much are you eating every day? You're eating it. Let's be honest, I'm eating it. I eat healthy junk food. I used to eat unhealthy junk food, and I was 50 pounds heavier. I was diabetic 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I was 22 coming out of college. No one said, hey, bro, man, that beer belly you have? Yeah, man, you're diabetic. You got fatty liver. And you got digestive issues. I'm a bro. I'm living in a fraternity coming out of college. You can't tell me anything, right? And all of a sudden, one day I was like, dude, I feel like crap. I'm going to lose all this weight. How did I gain all this weight? Coincidentally, it's when I left San Antonio and moved back to Austin. And I was walking around Austin. I'm like, man, what happened here? Let's go. So then I started running, and I started discovering diet. I'd learned nutrition my whole life. I didn't understand it. Becoming a chiropractor taught me nutrition. Functional medicine was an interesting term that's never been around. Chiropractic just taught you nutrition. Now, that's how you treat the whole body. You don't just say, hey, it's just the liver or the gallbladder. It's just the dementia. It's the whole body, right? And so this is what's happening. Every single day, for the last 4 or 5 years, think about how much Uber Eats and Favor we've all consumed. I've never ordered from Uber Eats until yesterday. We were at a show, and we had to order it. And it got delivered to me within 20 minutes. I didn't have to go anywhere. I don't know where that fish came from. I don't know where the avocado came from. I don't know where the vinegar came from. I was told the other day that olive oil literally is cut. There's impure olive oil floating around because if you put it in your fridge, it should harden. I went straight to mine that I use all the time and didn't harden. I was like, oh, man. So it's all going into here. And if I want to point out this, look what's going on down here. This is your leaky gut. This is what gluten does. This is what seed oil does. This is what high fructose corn syrup does. This is what processed, boxed, canned, frozen, refrigerated, microwavable, anything does to your gut. And it's not just happening once. This happened the second you ate it when you were a teenager, the second you served it to your kids. It's happened. Like that happens once, it happens again and again and again. And what's on top of this is bacteria called your microbiome. Bacteria, right? You know what bacteria loves to eat? Sugar. Bad bacteria loves bad sugar. And if you eat processed sugar, carbs, right? Pasta, bread, all sugar. All goes in there and it feeds the bad bacteria, gut dysbiosis for years, leaky gut, gallbladder issues developing at the same time. And if you outlive all this, you definitely have heart disease and dementia coming down the road and possibly cancer. This is colon cancer. I'll tell you all the stats. When fast food was introduced into China and Asia, and look at all the colon cancer that went up. And what's colon cancer? The fourth leading cause of death, like of all the cancer. Second was, what is it? Second. Why now? It used to be lower. Breast cancer went up, colon cancer's gone up. No one's talking about pancreatic issues, right? But that's also happened at the same time. So this, what happens after we eat? We cause damage. You saw that picture. Let me tell you something. Whenever you have damage in the body sends calcium over that to that injury. So you imagine that you break a bone like I did. I can feel the calcium that builds up. Balder and I saw a T-Rex in Chicago last week, and you could see where he broke some ribs, and it calcified right over that rib. You send calcium over to your arteries whenever you pass sugar through them, and that's how they become calcified. And what happens when you have calcified arteries? Stroke. Those arteries are your pipes. They're happening throughout your entire body while you're having gallbladder issues. In fact, you see what I'm saying? Let me put you on statins and blood pressure pills, and let me fix the whole problem. Let me take your gallbladder out and fix the whole issue. Let me tell you that you should eat all your food from home over the last 4 years because that's what's healthy for you. We have a disconnect to our environment and our food and where it comes from. If you don't touch the soil and the food from which it comes on a daily basis, you have a disconnect to your environment right now, and your frequency, your vibration, your conscious is not as high as it could be. You're not optimizing. You're not reaching your full potential. And that's what I'm trained to do. I'm a mechanic. I am not a healer. I'm not a fixer. I'm telling you, I'm trying to fix myself. And if you think about all the issues we have in this country, if I could ban fast food, I would. That's what we should have done in 2020. How many lives would have been saved if we would have banned fast food in 2020? That's what my friend's gallbladder looked like on the right. Incredible. Sludge, gallstones, bad cholesterol. Chipotle. Chipotle and Chipotle and Chipotle and Chipotle. And I told us the rice. I said, you still eating the rice? He goes, yeah. I said, come on, that's all sugar. It's all crap. What? It's rice. And you tell that to a Mexican American, right? And it's a culture thing. Straight up, I tell it to Dominicans, Boricuas, and they're like, it's rice, bro. I'm like, yeah, but it's killing you, bro. So did gallbladder removal fix the problem? No, it didn't. We know this. Because you come into my office and you say, I have a fatty liver, I don't know what to do. So for years, our motto was, fix the liver. Fix the liver, fix the liver. All our supplements, all our IVs down at the booth, our Good Poops protocol, all to fix the liver. But then we found out it's bigger than that. Gallbladder was getting removed, nothing being done about it. So we'll do something about it. We'll take care of that liver because that's what it's attached to. Fatty liver disease run rampant. 1 billion people around the world have fatty liver disease and either don't care or don't know. Serious problem. And if the American Heart Association, American Diabetes Association isn't talking to each other about this, which they aren't, then who is? Seriously. If this is not being taught in the public schools to kids, which I did 2 weeks ago, I said the same speech to 4th graders. I taught them the same thing. You're eating woe food. You're eating fake food. I told them about the antibiotics with their favorite food. I said this. My kids love the waffle fries there, right? I have some from 5 years ago that are still in my cabinet that I found in the back of my truck 5 years ago. They look exactly the same. They have not molded. They've only hardened. Fake food. Where's that going to go? This is where it eventually goes. Oh, and by the way, just to point it out, Mayo Clinic. Thank you. They have a diagnosis for the problems that come after this because apparently when you get your gallbladder removed, there's this syndrome that happens where you tend to have fatty food intolerance, nausea, vomiting, heartburn, flatulence, indigestion, can't even do it. It's like a commercial, right? Diagnosis that they can treat, they can medicate, they can perform another surgery off of. They look at you as a number and a code. And if you don't fall in that line, in that system, guess what happens? You get lost in those systems. That's called traditional convention allopathic medicine. And we are the sickest country in the world with the most developed healthcare system in the world. We spend the most money on healthcare, and we're the sickest country in the world. Why? It's us, not them. You and I know by now you're not going to find how to be healthy in a doctor's office. You know this. Why are you kidding yourselves? Why are you disappointed and shocked when the doctor says, it's another surgery? We couldn't find the problem. And then you say, what am I supposed to do? You show up at a place like this, and you talk to people like me, and I say, it's you, and you're the answer. This is the beautiful problem. You don't need them. One day you won't need me. I'm telling you my story. I could show you my before and afters. You wouldn't believe it. But I'm you. So if the gallbladder is not important to anyone else, it's important to us. Let's talk about it. The fatty liver issue is a big problem. It's essentially found within gallbladder disease. It's in the studies. It's not like this is something unknown. They're just backwards about it. They say, we found fatty liver after the gallbladder was removed. How about that? Then we found this thing called metabolic syndrome, where once you basically get someone who can't control their cholesterol, their blood sugar, their insulin, their gallbladder was removed, apparently they have metabolic syndrome. They can't be fixed. Oh, and they're overweight. You know the number one reason why people come and see me in the clinic? Weight loss. I'm good at it. I can help people lose hundreds of pounds. I wish we had a tally of thousands of pounds that we've helped people lose over the years. We do it through a liver detox. Then we found out the liver and the gut was connected. Then we said, okay, it's a liver-gut connected, hence the good poops protocol. Seriously, if you think about the major issue is, I'll tell you what supplements to take. You're going to take them or not? Seriously. You going to make the diet change? What are you going to eat for lunch? I can even show you your labs right now and prove to you that you do not have an appetite due to your hormones. It's called leptin. Leptin resistance is found with insulin resistance. It's a wingman to insulin. Leptin comes from inflamed fat cells. We check in labs all the time. It's elevated in women who gain weight and have gallbladder issues. And clinically, you do not have an appetite because leptin's main goal is to go to the brain and suppress your appetite. So if I see that your leptin's high all day long and you're like, I'm hungry all day long, I'm like, no, you're not. There is no clinical biochemical way that you're actually wanting to eat food right now. You choose to eat food. You choose to eat dinner. You choose to eat the chocolate. So don't tell me about addiction. I will call people out on that. What they're addicted to is dopamine. They're not addicted to sugar. They're not addicted to salt. Because I talk to people about their eating disorders all the time. They want to feel good. That's why they eat the sugar, because the first bite took them to when they were a kid again. When their parents drove them to their favorite restaurant and said, congratulations on a job well done. Here, have some waffle fries and a Chick-fil-A sandwich, and I'm proud of you. And I say, if that's the only reward we have, we can do better. Take them for a walk. Take them around a park. Look at nature. Go on a hike and say, son, I appreciate all the love that you've done and you put into this, but understand that we got a ways to go, and you can always do better. But I love what you're doing so far. Let's keep going. That's essentially the reward that I want. I don't want it served in a 44-ounce cup. You see the Super Size Me guy passed away? Cancer. And that movie changed my life. I think I stopped eating a lot of fast food after that. McDonald's was pretty close. I think after that, I think I might have been done. It's happening at the same time. Just keep pointing this out. Same thing. Here's the thing about the liver. The liver's a refrigerator. Now, this refrigerator has never been cleaned out. You understand that all that fast food and all those alcohol and all your medications, all your supplements, still in the liver. You know why? Because you have fatty liver. It's like a refrigerator that's stored all that crap. And you literally see someone being so inflamed, they're walking around with it. And I'm like, can you poop? They're like, nope. Grown women come into my clinic and say they poop every 10 days. Or Fridays and Sundays. And seriously, I can't laugh, I can't smile, I can't stop hearing it. Good poops, right? I keep saying this. Goodpoops.org, because every woman I talk to has digestive issues, fatty liver issues, hormone issues, inflammation, autoimmune disorders, and they're depressed. I'm asking now, do you have your gallbladder? Have you had your uterus taken out? Do you still have your ovaries? Women are electing to get them cut off because they're like, we don't know what else to do. I don't want them to screw it up. I got this. I mean, it's weird, right? If you think about what you can do about it, look at this. All the issues that are out there for you, if they don't scare you enough, let me just tell you right now, I think sugar causes cancer, right? And I think the issue on our hands right now is that you can't really correlate the two because it's our favorite food. Are you serious? It causes cancer? Oh, man, I love my chocolate. How much is it worth? $30,000 a year is spent on medical expenses if you are a diabetic, out of your pocket. If you're not a diabetic, it's around $3,000 to $5,000. Incredible. If that's not more rewarding for you, think about the quality of life when you're 60, 70, and 80. You might not be able to live past 100, but guess what? I don't want to die in a hospital. I want to die on a mountain doing what I want to do. Seriously, that's it. If I could do that, I did it. I beat it all. And that's what you're here for today. And I'm telling you right now, you're not going to find a doctor's office. It's not going to say you'll be able to climb mountains when you're 90. Here's your prescription. Because if it is, it looks like sleep, hugs, sunlight, less work, less screen time, less processed food. Can you do that? Can you do that? I'm working on that right now. That's the recipe. That's the prescription. And you got a fighting chance because genetics are one part of it. Lifestyle overrides genetics every day of the week. You could check all your genetics because we have two. The MTHFR, the COMT gene, the ApoE gene. We've checked them all. Guess what they told me? Here's your 9% risk if you're normal. If it's off, 50%, like me. My MTHFR, 50% off. Actually, 100% off. So it means I'm at 50% risk for dementia, heart disease, diabetes. I can't do anything about it. It's my genetics. I think I'm doing all right. I check my labs every year, which I recommend. And that's how I know we're on the right path. Labs. It's not me. Subjective data. Just get your labs in optimal range, if you can. That's the secret, right? So the leaky gut is a connection. Every single diagnosis, irritable bowel syndrome, gut dysbiosis, SIBO, Crohn's, colitis, you name it, irritable bowel syndrome. They don't recognize leaky gut, and they won't. Because if they told you that their sponsored food companies are causing the issues in their clinics or the school systems, would they stop what they're doing? Or would they continue to take funding? It's not them. It's us. It's always been us. We are a community here of trying to uplift one another. You come to places like this because you want information to take back to your communities, and that's how we make the true change. My voice can only take so much in a day. You have to be the change for yourselves, and then eventually you go back to your villages and your tribes, and you say, guess what? I heard about fasting. I heard about, omega-3 fish oil as being what the brain's made out of and what the liver prefers. It's not always beef. Those are omega-6s. Go look at the omega-3 to 6 ratio right now, and I'm telling you, omega-6s are bad for your health. And if you're eating nothing but beef and hamburger patties and bacon, what is that pig eating? It's a filthy animal, right? You want to eat after that? They're already injecting with growth hormones and antibiotics. You want to take that on top? Oh, I love my bacon, though, right? It's so good. There's nothing wrong with salmon. What about sardines? I love sardines. I eat two, maybe every 2 or 3 days. Delicious. I love my sardines. Once again, I keep throwing this, beating a dead horse, right? You got it. Dr. Axe knows. Love Dr. Axe. This is a cool photo because here's the gluten. Here's the strep and the staph that you got when you were 10. Here's the mold and the glyphosate and, whatever else, toxins and plastics that you have surrounding you every day. And it's all attacking. It's all attacking you. It's attacking your gut. That's what it's doing right now. And look, they're getting through. And here's your autoimmune getting ready to start because all the reactions down here are your antibodies and blood cells saying, like, what is happening? This is your traffic flow. Everything got in because you're leaky gut. And what's interesting about your leaky gut is that same material in the gut is the same material in your brain. Leaky gut, leaky brain. Dementia connection, they're finding it right now. Oh, there's a connection between the microbiome and your gut. It's your second brain, of course it is. Your digestive tract and your microbiome, their job is to produce neurotransmitters and hormones and anti-inflammatory agents. And when you feed it bad sugar, it can't do its job. And when you poke holes in it with gluten and toxins get through, it's not able to do its job. And all of this gets carried through the blood into your liver, and the liver stores it along with the processed food and the processed sugar and the seed oils and the alcohol that you have to have on a Friday night. Why are you doing this to yourselves? One day you won't need me. And if that's the case, we did our job. And we taught you, they said, you have the power to change all this. I've seen it. I've seen people come in who didn't have a colon who were able to poop healthy poops. They had to use IVs to do it, but We stopped the damage of what we could, and maybe the rest of it didn't, continue. But even then, sometimes we see people who are too late. And it's really fascinating to have those conversations with people like that. They want the same thing. What do you think they would tell you if they could go back 20 years ago? What do you think they would say to themselves? What would I tell myself 20 years ago? I say go to bed earlier. That's what I'd probably say. Do a lot of damage, go away, right? So you think about what can we do now? You can support your liver and your gut. That's what you can do. If you can do anything for your gallbladder right now, if you have it or not, you support your liver and your gut. It's easy. This is how you do it. This is how you support your liver and gut. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about this and I don't regurgitate this or spout it off or on TikTok or Instagram or our podcast. Everything is this. We have principles and philosophies in our clinic and our businesses and with our friendships even. These are the things that we have to do. These are our tools in order for us to be the best selves to each other. There's a recipe. This is it. These are the tools. Are you doing this on a daily basis? If you haven't taken a picture of it, take a picture of it, seriously. Because this is exercise. This is the most important thing you can do in health. This is the most important thing I have found as a clinician in health. It's not pills. I can give you all the vitamins you want. It's not going to fix the liver. I can give you all the IVs. I've given thousands of IVs. Given hundreds this weekend. Did what we could, but it's not going to fix the whole problem because people would say, is this it? Is this all I need? What do I do? What do I do? We literally created a school online to hold people accountable and say, you really want the change? Come online to the School of Mendoza, take our classes. I will teach you every week. You can ask me anything you want, and I will explain to you in PowerPoints, because I love PowerPoints, and say, here it is. What do you need from me? Across the country, women are the ones who sign up. It's a paid monthly membership. That's how I looked at it. It's a way to extend my clinic and say, how do we teach the masses? I can't train new doctors. I can train nurse practitioners. But this is it. This is what they're going to be trained on. And what's the first thing that's going to be changed with that diet? You know it. How bad do you want this? The weight loss conversation. Give me your 3 favorite foods. Which one are you willing to cut back on? Because you know what's coming. I've gotten people off of sodas. I've gotten people off alcohol. It's impressive. That change, it doesn't take an IV or NAD injections or restoring your gut. That helps because then they're able to understand what I'm telling them the whole time. They're coming in. I'm like, that alcohol is killing you. I had a person that got sick for 3 weeks straight on antibiotics because they kept going to the rodeo with their clients. I got to take my clients out. I'm like, dude, come on. You've been on antibiotics for 3 weeks because you keep going out. Stress, man. Break up with her. Doctors like things like this. Practitioners like things like this. It's all connected. It's all my labs. All the labs on y'all. This is what I'm looking for. This is what sugar does to your body. And if I can just get sugar out of the equation, imagine how much of this is not a problem. And the major one is this right here. Every single dis-ease known to humans has inflammation as the issue. And it comes from too much stress. Your body can't handle too much stress. If anything D.D. Palmer taught us in chiropractic is that we have universal forces coming at us and we have innate intelligence. Our innate intelligence was designed and given to us with our ability to fight off things and reverse things and regenerate. It's called autophagy. It's called the liver. It's called sleep. Is your sleep better if you eat sugar at night before you go to bed? No. People wake up at 1 a.m. hungry and wonder why. Oh, I'm a diabetic in the middle of the night? Yes, because you eat 2 bags of potato chips before you go to bed and a bottle of wine. Fix my hormones. Okay? In 1970s, they decided it was a cheaper alternative to do high fructose corn syrup. They were right. It was way cheaper. Then aspartame came along and said, hey, cents on the dollar. We can get everyone hooked on this stuff and they'll keep coming back for more. They allow it too. And you know who I'm talking about. Now, after you get done with your gallbladder removal, I want you to understand you can eat fat. You definitely can eat fat. You can eat all the fat you want. I want you to eat a lot of fat. You know why? Because your brain's made of fat. Your liver likes fat. A fatty liver
It's the wrong kind of fat. Does that make sense? The wrong kind of triglycerides, the wrong kind of omega-6s, too much hamburgers, too much bacon, not enough salmon. I grew up omega-3 deficient because omega-3s are found in my eyes. Guess what I did not eat when I was a kid? Guess what's not fed to me as a Mexican-American kid growing up in Texas? Chicken, turkey, salmon, tuna, white fish, you can eat all that. I don't know if they serve that at Chipotle or not. I don't know if they serve it at Dutch Bros. I don't know if they serve it at Starbucks or in your airports, because we don't see it. Healthiest thing we found in the airports was pistachios, and we had to do. I mean, really, that's all we had to do. Oh, you want it? I'll go back. There you go. All right. Now, the unhealthy stuff is the stuff that you definitely need to stay away from. Stay away from now. Tell your kids to stay away from. Tell your grandkids. I don't care. Post about it, please. Tag me in it. I would love that. Seriously, anything you can do to avoid these things, you would probably be less inflamed. And if you're like, well, I thought, just try it. Just 1 week. Elimination diets, eat 1 or 2 ingredients for each one of your meals and see what happens. Can you take your ring off? Right now, I can't. That's how I know I'm a little inflamed. Stress, right? Cortisol. You see it? And I have 2 or 3 autoimmune disorders. Seriously. I woke up, God bless, was it 13 years ago with gout in my foot. I will never give birth, I understand that, but this was the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life. It was like an elephant was stomping on my right foot, and it was red, like bright red, like, ugh. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like running around the house, and I was like, what is this? And I'm like, what, 20-something, I think, right? Like 28. I'm like, oh, what? High protein, dehydrated diet. Trying to get 100 grams per my body weight and everything. I can't process it. I got an MTHFR issue and fatty liver disease, leaky gut. I wasn't doing the right thing. Woke up one day, it was on the other foot. And I said, whoa, we got to do something about this. 2 weeks go by, I'm in nurse practitioner school. I go to all my doctors. They, here, take this med, take this med. They gave me vertigo, and oh, this sucks. This is what really changed me. When I had gout, it wasn't the diabetes. It wasn't the alcohol. It was the gout that changed me. I've even had back issues my whole life, and I became a chiropractor because of it. It was the gout that changed me forever. I read a book called Wheat Belly. I said, that's it, I'm done with bread. Done. Sucks. Done. People go to Italy, they don't have these problems. Sucks here. I can't eat it. Sorry. Even the gluten-free bread. And I tried every gluten-free brownie, etc. Done. My gout was reversed with turmeric and tart cherries and changing my diet. Workouts were the same. Sleep was the same. TV was the same, like I'm saying. Like friends were the same. You see where I'm going at? And also, losing weight will help. I might have had my gallbladder be an issue too. If you want to go about it as losing weight as your main goal, so be it. Come talk to me. You want to lose 150 pounds? Let's do it. And let's keep it off. I want you to have the problem of, and I heard this the other day, he said, John, my belt buckle has gone, my uncle told me this, 5 notches. He's like 70, he's like 80. And I was like, that's cool. I've done that before. I still have that belt from 20 years ago. I had put the little holes in it, and I still have it because it's really good with belt buckles here in Texas. I can't get rid of it. And it's a reminder. It's a reminder. Does that look good to y'all? Seriously, you ate it. Do you eat it? Good. Don't. I don't know what that is. Probably yoga mat, wood pulp, grade F, rat. I'm sorry, I don't know. I really don't. Injected with, to make, sprayed with, laced with. It's not real. And what's interesting about it is we eat way too much. If you want to fix your insulin resistance, here's your hormone talk. Insulin is going to keep you living longer or living shorter. If you can't regulate your insulin, you have health problems. And what happens with insulin is it spikes anytime you eat. Anytime you eat, anytime you have stress, anytime you move a muscle, you're going to spike a little bit of insulin because cortisol does it. Cortisol increases with stress, any kind of stress. Blood sugar increases. So even if you fast in the morning and you intermittent fast and you have a lot of stress in your life and you're driving to work and it's rush hour, you're still diabetic and you haven't eaten anything till 11 a.m. You decide to eat something, what does your sugar do? Woo! And then what happens? Boom! Oh, I'm tired. I need more coffee. I'm deficient. And I'm like, no, you're not deficient in coffee. You just can't regulate your blood sugar. And you can't regulate your cortisol. You can't regulate your insulin. And guess what? You can't regulate your dopamine. So at 2 p.m., you reach for the little piece of Dove chocolate, and you eat 4 pieces of Dove chocolate at 2 p.m. because you say, this is what gets my dopamine up. Then I can finish my work because I've been sitting at a desk all day. And I'm like, wow, that's smart. Well, they're like, I don't want to drink another cup of coffee. I don't want coffee at 2 p.m. And you're like, well, of course you don't. But what am I supposed to do for energy in the afternoon? Go outside, do some jumping jacks, stand against the wall, like I'll slap yourself. Remember that? You're driving late at night, like, oh, God, yeah, there we go. Some little bit of adrenaline, just a little bit of adrenaline, get through it. And interesting enough, when you think about it, there's an underlying issue that's going on that no one's talking about. Your fat cells are organs. You ever heard of metabolic syndrome I keep talking about? Adipose tissue, they're an organ, and they release hormones. That leptin I was talking about comes from your fat cells. So while you're developing gallbladder issues, you're developing fatty liver issues, developing leaky gut issues, you're developing white inflamed adipose tissue that's releasing leptin. It's going to your brain to tell you to put the fork down, and you miss the signal. You keep eating at dinner time. And my job is to tell you, basically, remember me when you're at dinner to not eat the chips and queso when you come to Austin, Texas. Is that blasphemy? No, it's not, because you're going to feel like crap later, and you're going to get sick. And you come back from Austin and say, oh, it was all the people I was around. I'm like, no, it wasn't. You ate crap. That's what happened. You stayed up late, and you ate crap. And you felt like crap the next day, and you didn't do anything about it because you already had crap in you. And you can't crap it out. Do you see? Now, here it is. We designed a supplement company because we kept sending people down the road to a local pharmacy, and they kept coming back with the wrong supplements. We had an IV clinic and said, we're missing out on something here. Okay, let's go ahead and just create a supplement company because I want to take the right things. I want to have the best supplements. Plus, I want to recommend the best. But I don't want to take a bunch of pills because some of those supplement companies have a lot of pills, and I just want to maximize. Let's throw it all in 1 or 2. That's what we did. And so what's incredible about the Good Poops protocol is, to this day, every single question, I'll have it here after we get done. I don't have a gallbladder. What you really said spoke to me. What do I do? I said, you go to goodpoops.org. You buy those supplements. On that webpage, there's the protocol. There's the speech again. And then you can go sign up for my class. There's a whole course on digestion we just did. We just did gallbladder. We did 6 weeks on the gallbladder in every which way to basically fit it into this talk to tell you that you need to take the Good Poops protocol if you're having issues with your gallbladder, liver, or gut, and say, come talk to me in 3 months, because that's what it takes. You can run labs before and after. See the incredible difference. We've done this all the time in the clinic. This is what we do. We just had to name it something. Baldo's the genius that came up with this because that's what he does, and he made this cute little logo. And then it's family friendly. And I walk around with this at ACL Fest, and people give me high fives and think this is the cutest thing in the world. And I'm like, well, you got good poops? Well, you get some good poops, man. It's great. My kids love it too. So we eat broccoli because of good poops. It's simple. I can teach grade school kids to do it. I can't teach 60-year-olds. Eat broccoli, bend over, touch your toes while you go outside. Do a stand-up desk. Do it while you're on the treadmill. I don't care. Do something, because you got to get the things moving. And the Good Poops protocol looks like this. This right here, we have like 14, right, 15 supplements. This is our number one selling supplement for the past, 4 years? It's not even close. Why? Because we all have liver issues. So people come up and say, what do I take? I say, well, you take this thing. Wait, do I do the IVs? I'm like, of course you do the IVs. But if you can't come and do an IV because you're in Jersey, Arizona, or wherever, this. It's like doing one of those IVs. And what's cool about it is there's 16 ingredients in there. You name it. You've heard of it. NAC, alpha-lipoic acid, all that. We'll go through it. But what happens is this is a big detox. This is like you're cleaning out the fridge and you're ready to do it. So don't waste the opportunity by still saying, well, can I still drink while I'm doing this? No. If anything, get this. It will lower your tolerance. And you say, well, that's better. I don't tell you that it basically helps you the next day after you went out, because that's going to change your approach, right? I say, do this before. Do this while you're basically fasting and see what happens. Could you get into ketosis? Could you get closer to autophagy? Yes, you would. I'd be regulating insulin this way. Now, if you can't handle this just a way, or you want to do a daily maintenance, which I do this one. This NAC. This milk thistle. NAC and milk thistle are two of my favorite liver detoxers. And when you come to my clinic, even downstairs, there's NAC in the IVs. You can go to any IV clinic in the country and ask them if they have N-acetylcysteine, and the answer will be no. And if you find that one, you send them my way, because I've looked long and hard. We're very proud that we serve NAC in the IVs, because if you go look up NAC, NAC is one of the most essential amino acids the body can make. It comes from the liver. If you overdose off of Tylenol and destroy your liver, you will go into the hospital and they'll give you NAC. It's over the counter. And by the way, this gut thing, this is a powder. This is a powder, white powder, scoop, throw in water. I tell everyone to do this one first thing in the morning. If you have heartburn, you have acid reflux, you want good poops, 1 to 2 scoops just of water first thing in the morning. Don't take anything else. And I know if you got to do medications, adjust accordingly, right? But the protocol will be like this. Well, I'll come to it in a second. Here are the list of ingredients. I'm telling you, NAC, alpha-lipoic acid, turmeric, black pepper, always black pepper, DIM, hormones, right? Milk this. Well, look, quercetin. Resveratrol is my favorite supplement, one of my favorite supplements. We have a really good resveratrol. Green tea extract is in our boost as well. And go look up green tea extract. Like, that's really, really good for you. Selenium cofactor, methyl B9, because this has to methylate everything because this is supporting MTHFR and methylation because I have that in my liver. You get the point? And then this right here is a special one. This helps the gut. This helps the gut. It's really hard to find liver supplements with this in there, and this is one of our unknown, like, heroes of our connection to the gut. So you pair all this with the liver, right? You do this as your granddaddy wanted to start with, yearly, clean out the fridge, right? Yearly do it. Some people choose to do that one daily too because it works. I'm telling you, like, keep in mind the liver helps support all your hormones. This right here is a really good one. You can ease your way into this one, but you finish the protocol with this. These are 4 of my favorite, but the thing is these are higher doses. So you can take more pills of this and get a higher dose of these. And go look up alpha-lipoic acid. It recirculates glutathione production. All these are helping make glutathione. That's the key. Glutathione is deficient in fatty liver disease, gallbladder issues, liver, gut, brain. You can make the case Alzheimer's is glutathione deficiency. And it's because the liver can't make enough glutathione and the brain can't make enough glutathione. Because remember, the brain and the liver are connected, and so is the gut. So it's all, do you see the picture? There's lots of gut supplements out there. Ours is glutamine. It's L-glutamine. It's L-glutamine, L-glutamine, L-glutamine. You get it? L-glutamine. It's not just for bodybuilding. If you take it with the right cofactors like the NAC and the methylated B vitamins, you can methylate L-glutamine into the right things. We'll have a conversation about that if you want. This really does help you with your poops. And so with the protocol, what it looks like is you do it for 90 days. You change your diet. The very first thing, do not do this protocol if you're not going to change your diet. It's going to be a waste of money and our time, seriously. Someone else could use it. Change your diet. Start liver boost, 1 to 2 a day. Take the gut powder in the morning. And then you basically do that for 2 months. Once you finish the liver boost, you're still taking the gut, but now you're taking liver prime. And once you finish that, you can do as many times you want until as needed. If you find one of those supplements, maybe 2 of them, you like all 3, keep taking them. You can go to our website and say, can I pair it with others? Yes, you can. I take all these supplements. I have the supplement company because I don't want to have to go other places for supplements. I want my own supplements, but I want the best. I want the best. Seriously, I'm not modest about it, obviously, but this right here works. I've seen it in practice. This is now what we're introducing online, so if you want to do it, do it. And if you have results with it, let me know. But here's the last thing. I know I got to go. So I'm all about education. I told you this. The principles in our business, our practice, our friendships are this. We have 2 principles. Does it educate and help others grow? If it doesn't fall on those 2 principles, we don't do it. So every single thing we've done, including our podcast, as well as our online school, is all about education. So if you want to further this, you want to know more, you like the way I talk, you like the way I teach. I am Professor Dean Nurse Doza in the School of Doza, online, and in your earphones. So other than that, if you don't know this, I'm down at the booth. We've been doing IVs. We've been doing NAD injections. We have NAD injections to go if you want to do it. We have the Good Poops protocol if you want to go buy it down there and take it with you. Come talk to me about it. We can talk about diet. We can talk about whatever. If you want to sign up for the school, I'll show you how to do it because some people don't even know how to do it. So other than that, thank you so much. And I think that's it. Done. That's it? 1 minute? 1 minute. Okay, I got 1 minute. Thank you. I may be able to take 1 or 2 questions if anyone has anything. Same thing? Same thing? Seriously, I know it's weird because I don't like to look at labels that way. Like if you want to say diagnoses and all, that's fine. But it's the same approach because with the gut, there's like 2 layers, right? Like there's this floor, and on top of it's a rug. So imagine the rug's disrupted with years of antibiotics from previous strep infections or upper respiratory and all that. No one restored it properly. Plus, you're not eating local food with local microbiome. and then you're still eating a little processed whatever, and it's poking holes underneath it. So fasting and stopping this whole process and getting a reset while you clean things out is a great protocol for anyone to do regardless of what their health goal might be, if that makes sense. Yeah, like that. Yep. Anyone that doesn't have a gallbladder, that's it. That good poops protocol is for anyone that doesn't have one, and if you have one, it still works too. Yep. If you're trying to save it, if you're trying to save it. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll be down at the booth.